Hey guys, this is Travis with Beyond Bipolar Blog. I'm with my brother. Today we're going to surprise a friend of ours that we raised money since she has a life-threatening illness. Anyways, we're going to do that, but we thought we'd update you guys on what's going on when it comes to disability and work. So, why don't you get started, Kyle?
Yeah, so as you know, I lost all my trial work periods. I think I went through all 9 of them, and then I'm on the extended period of eligibility. So right now, I'm still searching for jobs, but I guess I'm still kind of annoyed, and I'm pretty sure people who are getting off disability that had history of mental illness, it's kind of troublesome and irritating trying to stay below the cap. So basically, I've been doing a bunch of job applications, and I came across one where I was going to work at the old job that I was going to do in Richfield. But the problem is it's only a 2-month contract, and I guess I was really annoyed because my dad feels like I shouldn't do it. It's not worth it, and because one, I'll lose my health insurance and I'll lose my disability. He says it's going to take too long to get back on it, so he feels like I need to at least work 6 months. So I guess 6 months is doable and trying to find one, but it's a lot harder trying to find a second shift job. And personally, I'd rather just do whatever I want, not feel tied to the risk of losing anything. But I guess I kind of have to. Perhaps he's right. Maybe I'm better off just staying what I'm doing on right now by just staying on disability and just doing my creative projects, to be honest, because at least my health insurance is covered. But it kind of sucks because I do want to make some money, I do want to work, but I feel that I'm kind of stuck, unfortunately. So I don't know, that's what I was thinking about. It just sucks to me. So I think a lot of people might have some similar issues. Do you have any other questions?
Not really. I guess for me, I've just been struggling with motivation lately because I'm a big guy in fitness, and I do it 6-7 days a week, try to get 10,000 to 18,000 steps a day. That's 1.5 to 3 hours of steps a day, plus maybe 5 or 6 day weeks of working out. So I actually busted my knees, and they've been hurting lately, so I had to take 2 days break from it, and it was really, really difficult because my mood was just killing me. This morning when I was waking up, I was just filled with a whole bunch of dread, and I was just struggling to sleep. And it's largely because when I get nervous or anxious or really bored, I have a tendency to think too much, and when I pace, I have a tendency to not focus on that so much, just focus on my steps. But the last 2 days have been really hard for me. I've been actually pretty depressed and moderately suicidal. But
yesterday was pretty depressing, even though we went out to hang out with our mom. I don't know why. Whenever I see couples, I guess I just feel bad about myself, and I think I was kind of feeling that I think the only thing that's really holding me back is just getting a regular job and just taking care of myself. I mean, I shouldn't use that as an excuse, and maybe I'll find a relationship, but it'll certainly increase the chances. At the same time, I never really was a guy that could hold a job longer than 3 months, and that's why I've been afraid of doing those long-term gigs like my dad was suggesting, because I may have lose my disability, but I don't know, I feel like I'm better off at shorter contracts because I know I could actually hold it. But I guess you can talk about your dating life too, about who you recently attracted. Talk about that meme.
I've attracted
4 people.
4 people.
4 creatures.
4 creatures of comfort. One was an old gay dude. Another one was an old woman that liked me on Zeus. The first guy reached out to me on Facebook, the second one on Zeus, and the third one was on East Meet East, and she ends up being a lady boy or a tranny. And like, in the end, I'm stuck with my brother, an ape, a monkey, a subhuman.
I'm
subhuman. Anyways, that's a joke I pulled, but still, it kind of gets me down still.
Explain why you're depressed, though. Do you really feel really hurt by that?
I'm depressed because I can't keep my mind actively busy by pacing.
So it's more about the exercise. It's not anything else you're saying.
Well, of course. What else the fuck can I do besides exercise? that I really want to get
What
done.
are you gonna do when you're like 60 and you can't walk as much?
I'm gonna be really miserable. I might actually commit suicide then.
Uh-oh, what's your opinion about that?
It was really horrible yesterday. That's how bad it was.
So you don't think life's worth it?
Not if you're fucking sitting there and you're stuck in a goddamn pot for
There's
the rest of your
paralyzed
life.
people that find themselves wanting to live.
Yeah, but that's because they're able to involve themselves in like virtual stuff like video games or TV. I can't do that.
So another interesting thing about Dr. K, I watched a few more of his videos. He says that the mind is like HIV. Depression is like HIV of the mind, basically, where it ends up tricking you that you're not worthy, that you are insecure, that you're not attractive, that you're undesirable, and you have to be careful about that because depression really does trick you. And even though I feel undesirable, I know the fact that what's holding me back is the fact that I don't live on my own. I don't hold a full-time job, and that's probably why likely women aren't as attracted to me, and I'm kind of stuck with one I'm not really into.
I hate to say it, I still think we're very not that attractive. If we were, we'd be able to get people on any dating sites, and I've been very, very unlucky, unfortunately. And I don't even know if Kyle tries, but
I went trying yesterday. I actually ended up updating my photos to one of when I was at the Capitol, so no one really messaged me, and it's because I'm not really active and trying to message. What about you? Are you actively messaging?
I actively look at them, but
Do you message them though?
no, I just.
Well, why would they end up talking to you?
Because I like their photos. They should like back. Not that hard. I could get a whole bunch of people to view my profile. Doesn't mean that they're interested.
How did you feel about yesterday, though? Was it more about exercise, or what was your opinion?
My knees were killing me, and I honestly didn't really give a shit about playing video games. We did go out and eat, and it was all right, but it wasn't anything occasion I'd rather be doing. I'd rather be at home or at the gym and feeling better about myself. But being in a crowd full of people that may be uncomfortable, it really didn't make me feel that great.
The couples. Do you feel like that you're undesirable? Or do you think it's your own mentality that needs to change?
There's a lot of videos on people that think they're ugly and they get views, but we don't really get much views because people assume that we're really attractive, but that's not true.
So do you believe in the power of quantum mechanics, where the rule of intention that your consciousness creates your reality, where you keep thinking you're
Hell no,
ugly,
if you're good, hell no, if you're good looking and
but how do you know how do you know your problem is an internal work that needs to be done? That you still view yourself as a horrible human being, a subhuman. How do you know that's not?
Because I'm theorizing and hypothesizing the fact that we're not getting likes is because we're not attractive. That was the case.
Or is it because we're Asian?
Nah.
You know, someone was telling me that they feel like women get treated horrible in Hollywood and Asians don't get enough recognition. So you relate it more to your looks, not because you're race, then.
Nah, it just looks. Might be similar to race, but I still feel that our looks aren't really good. Because look at Jenna's son. She was talking about how he was always getting
because he's more attractive.
Getting women and shit.
I know it's kind of a negative viewpoint, but I was trying to encourage Travis or challenge Travis that maybe the problem just isn't his outside look, but also his internal look, too.
Well, if you're not that attractive, you don't feel internally that attractive either.
There's people that are ugly that feel pretty good.
Well, they also may not have a mental illness. I have a mental illness, so I have a dual diagnosis in a way. Being ugly is a disability, just like some guy doesn't agree with it, but I still feel that they're less likely to succeed in a way.
Do you think if you held a job, you would find relationships? It doesn't sound like you don't think you would.
I still feel like in the workplace, it isn't good to try to date someone in the workplace.
But you met so many people there.
I met people, but still, I still feel generally that if you're better looking, it's easier to get into relationships.
They call that pretty, I can't remember, pretty privilege, basically. But anyway, we appreciate all the support, the love. We're going to be going to our friend's house that we raised quite a bit of money for. We're going to do that for cat storage, a separate thing. But anyway, I think that's it. I still feel like I'm still going to go to the interview just to see what's up, see how much they're going to pay me. Yeah, it sucks because in the end, I don't know, maybe it is about working smarter, not harder, like my dad says, and I'll just end up losing a lot more money, but man, I'm better out doing what I'm doing. But
I think it's more important to be happy with yourself than do what people should tell you to be doing.
I agree. Oh, talk about what that person said about your money and your disability.
What money and disability?
The insurance payment.
What about it?
Somebody was writing comments about it.
Where
That you
they
should
say-
do what you should be happy on your
know.
Facebook.
You're going to have to elaborate. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you did. You were talking. You posted a picture of your meds.
Oh,
the
yeah, I
brightness.
guess.
Talk about
I
that.
was just looking at like how much my meds
And
were. And
describe what everyone said. And
they're about $2,000 a month. And I was asking what's the fair price or a fair income I should be making if I get off disability with a $2,000 bill for medications. And it seems to be that there's some people that believe in GoodRx. Some people don't believe in it. Some people
Stay away from New York.
Some people believe that low income you should be able to get insurance anyways, and sometimes you can get meds for free, but I never had that option to dive into that, so I'm not sure. But I want to explore something because I'm getting really bored at home.
So that's why you want to get a job.
I have worked on music today, but in the past I haven't enjoyed doing my
You're
hobbies.
not
very
motivated.
much.
You don't have drive. Now let's talk about the fact that you said you're going to quit music. Talk about that and all the people that actually commented. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
there was a cat.
So write what you wrote.
There's a few cat people on college YouTube that really felt distracted and didn't like
By
my
his
horrible
music.
and
About his one that was Korean adopted twins meet their family for the first time.
I thought that maybe
thought the music was degrading.
and maybe thought it, well, they don't like the music, why should I keep trying?
But then there's a whole bunch of people saying that you shouldn't listen to them.
And then there's a lot of people encouraging me.
You got
to-
a lot of support. You got a lot of likes on that. So what's your opinion on that now?
I don't know. I just not sure if it's still worth it if people are gonna keep hating my stuff. And
To
the
me, I
likely
don't think
scenario
it
is to get
matters.
paid from it. But essentially, I just like to express creatively, and that's the whole reason why I continue to do it. It buys time, and I don't have to think about doing any bad stuff or have negative thinking. So
another thing Dr. K was talking about motivation. He says it's more about kind of your intention. It's not about forcing something to do it. You just want to do it. It's not just do it. That's kind of the
motivation
the,
is
the description of
motivation-
forcing someone to do it. But it's
motivation-
about thought.
motivation-
You wake up and it's like second nature. Like going to the gym.
motivation is how long you can hold a thought. It's not about the intensity that you have. Like, oh, I want to lose weight. I feel like 11%.
It's not that.
It's just the feeling that a thought process that you gonna do it.
Just like you in the gym.
So
When is the point when you actually do it to force it? Just do it and have discipline. What do
Well,
think?
if you
Is it
end up-
better to do something than
if you
nothing
end
at
up
all?
forcing it and it makes you miserable, why the fuck do it?
But is it better to do something than nothing though?
But if you honor your health, physically or mentally, you try to get yourself to the gym regardless if you're overweight.
That's my second nature now. I have to do it.
Because it makes me feel good, so that's why I do it, and it buys a lot of time. Half hour or 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back, hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours at the gym, showering, eating. That buys like 4 or 5 hours a day.
I will
That's
give my
half
brother
a day.
credit. He's been complaining that he's not motivated, he lacks drive, but he actually edited like 3 videos of mine, which I'm still gonna load up. So that's how I might. He says to give him more.
Wasn't it just 2?
I thought it was 3.
What were the 3 ones?
He did Rebecca's, and then the other Rebecca one, and
yeah,
the
and
one
then
for
Janine or Jeanette.
Janine and Jeanette's. So I don't know what motivated my brother. I mean, it's nice that he helps me out, and that motivates me. But personally, I like to see more drive just come from him and work on everything every day.
I don't know. The big challenge is just feeling confident when you're not very attractive. I still feel down by it, but I don't want to be with someone I don't really like. I'm only trying to irk my family because there's people I really don't like old people. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but dating wise, I'm not attracted to them since I'm young still. And transsexuals, I don't I don't know why the fuck I'm getting these people that reach out to me. I try to reach out to people I'm interested in, and I'm not trying to be judgmental on people. There was a guy commenting saying that maybe you got to be open-minded, but
maybe they have the same.
I focus so much
you.
on my health. Why should I get someone that's like 300, 400 pounds? And that sounds judgmental, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just an asshole. I don't know.
That's what I mean. It's not just about. I don't know if it's just out or maybe it's internal. Because some of those guys weren't even that attractive, and yet they had pretty okay looking girls.
What guy?
There's people out there when I was looking, they weren't that attractive.
I don't know.
So what do we lack that they don't? And I see it's probably just work, holding a job. That's what I see it as. That probably doesn't make you feel that great, but
yeah. But are you even gonna consider
that's
working?
the reality. So
if it's
like
not,
I said, I never really was that person that saw myself happy holding a job like 30 years. Staying at the same thing. I'm a person that likes variety. I may have a lot of talent, but I need different. I need change. So I never saw myself as the white picket fence boy. I never was really that normal, but I do recognize it's good to make some money. It makes you feel good, gives you a purpose, especially when, like Travis, when there's nothing at home, he just stares at the walls like Mulder. And I don't know if that makes him feel any better or not when he does that.
I don't know, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's it. We're just gonna go to the house, fill the check, and we're good to go. All right, take care, everybody.
Right, bye. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like our videos. Hit the bell button if you're interested to see more videos in the future. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.